Thank you for getting together with us. Another Getting Together podcast. We're back at the porch, the one, the only. And look who's with us today. Can you see the resemblance?
Why, hello, folks.
And we're going to totally regret this. No, we're not. We're not going to regret it.
Never.
It's
We
the
out here.
Brinkerhoff boys. The
Don't regret
Brinkerhoff
anything
boys.
about this.
No, absolutely not. They were just here with Dad, and I was like, hey, jump in. Let's talk trash about your dad. No.
And
I
so that's
said,
exactly what we did.
Yep.
We are here to talk
Let's
trash.
hear some stories about Jer. How much does your dad like to be called Jer?
I
Does he
don't
like it a lot?
think I've ever called him that.
Yeah, me
Honestly,
either.
I don't.
Does he like it?
He likes being called Reverend.
Reverend.
That's what we call him at home.
Has he earned the title, though? That's the question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
No,
Oh,
all
thank
right.
you, boys.
Okay.
Yes, the Rev,
The,
the
The
good
Rev,
Rev,
yeah.
Reverend,
Are you going to get personalized license
oh,
plate?
exalted one.
Personalized license plate? The Rev?
I could. I
Maybe?
could get the
Oh.
Rev, the Rev AZ.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Okay.
We have the
That'd be great.
sheriff on today, you guys, as our interview. So, has your dad ever been in trouble with the law?
Yes.
You know,
Has he?
actually, we took a trip to California
Uh-huh.
last year.
Do tell.
And on our way back,
Yes.
we entered a zone that was very small, but it happened to be 45 was the
Right.
speed limit.
Where was your daddy going?
And he was going about 80, I believe.
Yeah, I think,
And,
I think it was
and we got
82.
pulled over,
Oh, my word.
needless to say. And yeah.
Was
yeah,
he
no,
nervous?
it was something. Yeah, we were all kind of nervous. It
Did he
was-
tell you guys to be quiet? Settle down back there?
Yeah.
I don't think I needed to.
Yeah, no,
It
we
was
were
pretty
kind
quiet.
of already quiet. Yeah.
First of all, let's talk that you were
Daddy's
going
going to
82,
jail.
because that's even over. Even if it's 75, you're still over.
Yeah.
Let's talk
it's
about
true.
that.
It's a long trip, and you want to go home.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Do you have a lead foot?
When coerced, yes.
How about your mom? Has your mom been in trouble with the law? Has she gotten a ticket?
From
Has
what
she been
I've heard,
pulled
she
over?
has gotten many tickets when she was young. But
think-
now I have not seen her get one, no.
And
I think she's
even-
been pulled over a lot, but she's never gotten a
Oh,
ticket.
yeah, seriously,
She cried
with
her way
those
out of
eyes,
most of them.
she would have just blinked a little, and he'd have felt sorry. She felt
officer.
sorry. Yeah, and on her way.
Yeah.
You have your license now, though, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Have you been pulled over yet?
I have not, no.
Good man. Good man.
No, the worst thing I've done is at work, I pulled into the parking lot and I hit my boss's car. And the bumper
Ethan.
partially came off. But it snapped back into place
Fabulous.
and everything was fine.
So-
Okay.
So it's all good.
How did your
And-
dad
and
respond
sort
to
of-
that?
Oh,
Oh,
these things happen.
golden child.
Yeah, I mean,
These
yeah.
things happen. No, kind of I didn't tell you guys about this. When we were headed down to Phoenix this week, we were in Pastor Mike's expedition.
Yeah.
And there was, like, we were going down 169 Cherry Road, and there was this occasional boom, 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 boom. Like, that's kind of weird. Maybe we should tell Mike. 2 seconds later, we hear this, and the rear back bumper, like, just decided to take off.
Did you hit that one too, Ethan?
like,
and never told him?
And that was the expedition that
No.
he hit.
No, I did not also hit that one.
So I don't know if it's related or it's just a Ford, and these things
Oh,
happen
gosh.
to Fords.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have a Ford,
Fix, off, and
okay?
repair daily. Is
That's
that-
Well,
never
that's not
happened
the
to me.
acronym I
My
remember.
bumper is still fully intact, even if it's rusty.
well because it's a
So-
class. That's why they
Oh,
they
that's
used to make
true.
them
That's
Ford
true.
tough.
Yeah.
You guys, can we talk
Not
about
anymore.
the hair? So, and I don't know that we introduced. This is Daniel, and then Ethan. Yeah.
Hello.
Because y'all have very nice hair. Is this
Well, thank
all
you.
from Dad? Do you get this from Dad? The hair thing, the stylish.
I would say so. He
Yeah.
cuts all of our hair, so he's
He
definitely
cuts your hair. He's in charge
mostly
of the
responsible.
haircuts.
That is true.
You let him do this to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna cut my hair like his hair. soon.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the whole gel and not every? Oh, very dapper.
Yep.
All right.
Without the mustache.
What do you guys
Without the
think of the
mustache, for
mustache?
Mashed
What do you-
mustache.
There you go.
How do you guys feel about the mustache?
I think it's great.
You do.
Yeah.
And my friends
it's
at
perfect.
school also think it's great.
They do.
Because the funny thing is, there was this talent show
Yeah.
when I was in middle school, and my dad and I did like a thing together. We played like this pipe instrument that we built in our garage. It was kind of like Blue Man Group style thing.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't even think he had the mustache back then,
No.
but he had a really nice beard. And so my classmates this year in English, in fact, it was only the guys. They're like, "Man, your dad has great facial
They
hair."
have mustache.
And it kind of became a running joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's great.
How
There
about
it
you?
is.
How do you feel about the mustache? Good.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
good. Complimentary.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the podcast. Do you guys watch our podcast?
Let's not talk
Are you
about
one of
the
our
podcast.
43
No
viewers?
comment.
No.
Wow, Jeremy.
It's all right. They're autonomous human beings. They have
okay.
free will.
Okay. All right. But what do you think of Dad doing it?
I'll watch this one.
You will. Of course you will.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch this
I'm
one.
just kidding. I'm just
And
kidding.
you know what? Our views will go way up because they've got, people,
Personality.
social media
Persona-
people,
Yes, there
and
you
they've got
go.
friends, and we
They
don't
got
have
people.
friends.
They got people.
That's the problem.
That's right. We
You
need more
need
people.
more friends, Jeremy.
I do.
That is
I
the
do.
problem.
No, I think I need fewer friends.
Really?
I'm ready to be a hermit.
No, don't get
Crawl
there.
up into.
You're gonna be the crabby man who tells the kids to get off your lawn.
Oh, there's not kids around for miles.
Because they're scared of you.
I'm just trapping. I'm a trapper, and maybe I have a cave, maybe a small cabin,
No, stop.
and the world burns around me.
No,
Yeah.
your dad's too fun for that, right? He's way too much fun,
Oh yeah.
and your mom's too
Oh.
social, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, there you go. Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah.
There you
course.
go. Aren't they cute?
Anytime.
Adorable. You guys got good
Adorbs.
genes. Yep.
Adorbs. Oh my
Aw.
goodness. So
And a couple
sweet.
episodes ago, we did talk about how you maimed my daughter with a metal pole,
Yes,
hit her in the
volleyball
head.
pole.
We did talk about that. Yeah,
But
look,
there
he's
was
smiling.
there was
There's-
retribution.
There was.
I
She
think
got your back.
she hit her first, or she hit him first.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So
possibly.
there you go. All
Atta
right.
girl.
Turnabout's fair play.
Yep. Okay, so now we're on to our interview with Sheriff Rhodes.
Sheriff Rhodes.
I'm excited. Okay.
No.
Officially. Now we're officially. Because I almost did
Oh,
that.
good idea.
I almost did.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sweating like a big dog. All right.
Yeah, the humidity's up for sure.
Is that one of ours?
Is that one of
That
our what's?
smoothie? Is that the
I don't know.
protein punch?
Probably is. Is that for?
Can you go check?
Yeah.
It should be under Rae. Yeah, it's for His Majesty.
So why do you do this, Ray? How did you get started doing
This was
this? Not like why do you do this? More
Why would you do this? That's an excellent
Karen
question.
and Cindy.
Oh, okay. I could be Karen if it's
You
good.
are a Karen.
I am a Karen. Hit you. I have a radio show that's foster and adoption focused, and as I had done that for like a year, I really started talking with other people in the community.
yeah.
We're not on. Even if we were, you could join us.
Oh yeah.
We don't mind.
Welcome.
Hey, oh, I got a little fun. Thank you.
Play some tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, other stories. I was like, gosh, I've known this woman from, I'm sure you know Quincy Castleberry, but we talked several times, and finally we really just like talked, not business. And I was like, she has an amazing story. And so I just started praying about it. And I was like, Lord, there are phenomenal stories in this community. And it was that when we were going through COVID and presidential, all of that stuff, elections, and everybody seemed so polarized. And I thought, the one thing that we all really can agree on is we love Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
And we love the vibe and the people, and even we can be, kind of segregated, polarized. It still feels like there's camaraderie. And so I knew Jeremy he's pastor out at Life Point Church.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I can't run this on my own. I need the best. And
need-
so,
But the best wasn't available.
Available.
right,
So
well,
we gotta
you were
leave.
very busy, Sheriff
True.
Rhodes.
Very busy.
So I
very
thought,
busy.
Jeremy, he does a good Kermit the Frog impression, and what more do you need?
And I was outside the window
Yeah.
constantly.
So that's kind of how it got
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
It was a restraining order or start the podcast. So
It was, Army or you had to do
So how
I'm
often
getting
do
your drink.
you? Oh, I can. Did they call
Please
already?
sit. You've had a day.
So a good friend of ours is a lieutenant with the sheriff's department.
Who's that?
Pritchard, Daniel Pritchard.
Oh yeah.
So
He's a good guy.
he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
We've known them for a long time.
Yeah. Very good guy. Look at this.
Service.
You can leave a tip.
With a smile.
I accept tips.
Protein punch.
Yeah, he's all healthy.
Oh,
It's one of those. Thank you.
proteiny. Proteiny.
You got the full fat, boys. Bring it on.
Atta girl. Right on.
Are we
Okay.
ready?
Yeah,
You
so
ready?
I think I'd like to just start with that community portion, and then we'll move into
The fun
other
stuff.
the other community portion of serving Dancing for the Stars and serving in that way and stuff like that. So we'll just kind of go from there. If that works.
Yeah. Yeah,
Put my
absolutely.
glasses on, make me look more intelligent. I need all the help I can get.
Okay, brilliant. Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Getting Together.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I came up with this the other day.
Okay.
I was thinking,
Oh,
everybody's
okay.
hometown podcast. Because
Come
it's everybody's
on.
hometown.
Well,
It's
somebody's gonna steal that,
everybody's
Jeremy.
hometown
That's
podcast.
good.
No. We'll get
Everybody's
it monetized.
hometown. Are you
and-
sure that's not already out there?
I don't think
You
so.
might need to do some digging because
All
that's
right.
pretty brilliant.
I'll pay for it.
Would you?
Oh sure. No, I wouldn't actually.
No, you wouldn't.
But you could sponsor
you don't
us
even
if
buy
someone
me
wants to
coffee.
sponsor everybody's hometown podcast and buy that domain and everything. Like,
Yes.
we'll take that.
Wouldn't that be
Absolutely.
fabulous?
But we're really excited today to have Sheriff Rhodes with us. And Sheriff Rhodes, thank you so much for joining us on the Getting Together podcast. And we have a very busy schedule, and there's a
Yes,
lot
you
going
do.
on in the community. So thank you so much for taking just a few moments to share a little bit about what you are about and what this community means to you as the sheriff. So thank you and welcome.
Well,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Well, Sheriff, we certainly know in the last couple of weeks there has been a significant event here in the area with one of our officers being killed, and I understand it's the first line of duty death for an officer in like 50 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. So Sergeant Rick Lopez,
Yes.
who has been with the Sheriff's Office for 14 years, he was shot and killed on the 28th of June down in Cordes. And that was the first sheriff's deputy that had died in the line of duty in 49 years.
Wow.
Since 1973. We did have an officer killed in the line of duty by that worked for the Department of Public Safety in 2008, and it was a search and rescue accident with a helicopter.
Okay.
So yeah, that was it was a shock. It's
That's a good thing.
no agency, no organization. I don't think anybody is ever really prepared to deal with something like that. And it's a tremendous loss. It's a tremendous loss for the agency, for the community. Of course, his family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're still moving through that. It was about
There's a
2
lot
weeks
of
ago,
pieces.
2 weeks ago tomorrow, and there's a lot of things that you have to do. And of course, the shooter was taken into custody, so there'll be a trial and court process and all these things, and so we're learning our way a little bit through that.
Sure.
And it's
Yeah.
hard.
No doubt.
It's hard.
And so one of the
imagine.
things that we really try to promote on this podcast is that thing of community, and the Quad City area and Yavapai County in general. They're just we do notice a sense of community, and I think we're very law enforcement friendly and supportive. And how have you seen some of these things in these last couple of weeks? How has the community come alongside you, and what have they done just to kind of show an extra level of support in this time?
Well, the community, you're right about everything that you said. This is a really good place to live.
Yeah.
It's a really good place to live because people are generally respectful of the law
Yeah.
and are community oriented and respectful of each other and support law enforcement. They don't want Yavapai County to turn into some of the other places that we've seen and
Right.
things that have happened. And so they are. So the community has been, I wouldn't say shocking, but amazing. They've been
good.
wonderful. They the procession back from Phoenix when we brought Arlo back to the funeral home, there was thousands of people
so
lined up
great.
in the dark on the highway in the pouring rain, and
Yeah.
and it was they're there with their flags and their children and their
special.
wives and husbands and and just paying their respect.
Yeah.
There's been donations and fundraisers and that happened in the 4th of July week, which we already had, first responder night at the rodeo scheduled, and that turned into an amazing tribute. And then the parade here, we completely revamped our float, and they moved us to the front of the line, and
That's
people
so
were
great.
so wonderful. So they've been really good to us. They've been good to our agency. They've been good to the family. And I just can't say enough, really, about the county and the community here. Rick and Kim, they were well known here.
So involved. I know.
And Kim's super
had,
involved.
yeah,
right?
Yavapai County for Kids Foundation. She was on the
Yeah.
board there and did
Yeah.
a lot of great things for them. And
Yeah, so it was a tremendous loss. But if there's any consolation that comes out of it, you're seeing it and the way
Yes.
people are responding to it, and they're not ambivalent towards violence against public safety officers.
No,
Yeah.
definitely
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
That's so great.
I think it's one of the things that strikes me about a number of people who are in public service in this area is that it's not only a job, it's something that it flows from a heart for service, and so you see it even in their family members. I mean, with Kim, and she's so involved, and my wife Marissa knew her through a number of chamber events and things
Yeah.
like that, because serving the community and investing in the community is just part of who they are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so a sheriff's deputy is how he happened to serve, but that heart for service went a lot deeper than that. So I think that's a thread through us. But and now, how long have you been the sheriff?
About a year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. And where were you before that? What's kind of your
I
backstory?
worked here. I worked at the sheriff's office. I started when I was young and moved up through the ranks. And then, when Sheriff Masher decided he wanted to retire, he offered to support me if I wanted to run for sheriff. And so I wanted to, and I retired from the agency so that I could come back. If I was elected, I would come back as sheriff. If not, I would go on to other things. So I retired. But I learned this lesson because I thought, well, I need to be ready to campaign 7 days a week. I'm going to take it very seriously. What I learned was nobody else wanted this job.
Oh.
And so
Usually that would make people run away, but not you.
But now I'm looking back thinking, there was some things I didn't realize, perhaps. So yeah.
Oh man, did you always want to be when you were little? Was it all cops and robbers for you?
I wouldn't say that. My grandfather, he was a chief deputy at the Cochise County Sheriff's Office in Bisbee, where I was born. And then the other side of the family, we had a ranch down there. So I grew up on a ranch down there until I was about 6 or 7. Then we moved to Cornville, the other side of the family, and they had a little ranch down on Oak Creek there in Cornville. And so
that's awesome. That's
I
Yes.
grew up punching cows, and all my friends were in agriculture, and we were.
I wish you guys could see his boots. They're very nice. I noticed them right away.
Oh yeah, ostrich.
Gorgeous.
Yes. Well, they were not. My wife she was trying to.
She's got good taste.
She was trying to make me cooler than I really am. So,
She's hipping
it's
you up.
an everyday task for her, So, she, God bless her, she works hard at it. But, so we grew up over there. We were kind of deciding, things that we wanted to do. I got to know the sheriff's deputies over in Cornville because, it's a pretty remote area, and the only people that you would see of really any, authority or official representation were the sheriff's deputies,
Yeah.
and they were just good dudes.
Yeah,
and
like
they,
Longmire.
yeah. Well, yes, like Longmire. Yeah, I don't know if they were that tough,
Oh, okay.
but they were
Dang
good.
it.
They were good to people. They were good to people, and so it had an impact on me, and I decided that I wanted to do that, and I started very young, and I was hired here when I was 20.
Wow.
Yeah, and and I thought, well, if I could just be the sheriff's deputy, that would be the highlight of life.
Cat's pajamas.
And I never dreamt in a million years the sheriff was like an otherworldly figure back
Yes.
then. You like, who is this person? And it was Buck Buchanan. And
Oh yeah.
With a name like Buck.
Buck.
You have no other destiny.
you have no other
Got it.
destiny.
Arizona? Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
be the sheriff.
You're
That's
You're gonna be
right.
the sheriff or rodeo. I mean,
That's right.
That's it.
That's awesome.
So
Wow.
So Yavapai County,
Yes.
just kind of thinking on the whole, is very diverse.
Yes.
There's places that people have, like, they don't want anything to do with anyone else. They live their own
Yes.
separate kind of thing. But then you have places like Prescott, Sedona. I mean, like even within those two cities, very different flavors and stuff. So does that actually impact being the sheriff and how you kind of govern? Or do you find that most people, or is it just kind of a department to itself that serves the community across the board without sort of those considerations?
Oh, they're all very different.
Yeah.
They're very different. You have, and I know the communities really well. I know the leadership in the communities. It's my business to stay abreast of the politics. To make sure as people, the sheriff has has some main functions, but one of them is that you are the primary law enforcement officer in the county, elected by the people. Now you're responsible for all the law enforcement in the unincorporated areas of the county. And then, and so here in Yavapai, that's about half of the population lives in unincorporated areas, meaning not in one of the cities. And so, our agency, the number of certified officers, deputies that we have, are about roughly twice as much as any other single agency that's here in the county. So it's the biggest law enforcement agency. But you're looking, people in those municipalities, they vote for the sheriff. And so you need to be looking out for them, help collaborate the other county or the other police agencies and whatnot, and all work together.
That's good.
To make sure that, tax money is spent wisely. There's a lot of resources that go into law enforcement. Everybody does better when we share. Some of those really expensive things that you don't use a lot of, or you can get together, and so everybody doesn't have to have their own thing. So you do a lot of that. The sheriff's also responsible for the county jail, running and operating the county jail, and so that's a big operation. And of course, you do all the search and rescue. You do a lot of the civil process in the county, and so it's a pretty big organization.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a pretty big organization. I think we have about 470 budgeted positions at the sheriff's office.
Wow.
and
We should have got
hiring?
you a scone.
We are hiring.
Should've
We
got him a
need
scone.
we need people. We have some vacancies pretty much across the board.
Yeah.
Just got some big pay raises.
Oh, good.
We did.
yay.
We did. And so you can come check us out at YCSO
Yeah.
Jobs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He,
And,
he has a lot and took time out to be on our podcast. He deserves a scone. You're
He
getting you a
deserves a
scone
scone.
on your way out.
Fair enough. So on the fun side of community,
Ooh,
switching
yay.
tracks here a little bit.
Sure.
But not too much.
Not too much.
Dancing for the Stars is coming up, and you are actually going to be one of the celebrity dancers, from what I understand.
How in the world?
They were struggling to get some people.
Yes.
Jeremy wasn't available.
As it
Yeah,
turns
that's
out,
right.
Jeremy was not available. Neither was Ray. And so
Will never be available.
Yeah, we were down the list quite a ways.
Or not.
And this was, another example of no one else wanted this job, dancing
awesome.
to the stars. So
I think it's great.
we're here. We're
Yeah.
here. No, we are doing it. It's an honor, really. There's not enough that you can do really for the kids, and Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers Big Sisters,
Yeah.
CASA, as we
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah.
All these things, you really have to leverage any resources that you can to create that stability, sense of community for them, help them in any way that we can, and Big Brothers Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Club, they're all nonprofits,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they need the community to help
They
them
do.
raise money.
I do.
They do.
And so if this helps,
Oh, it's going to help.
What better
then
way?
I will do it. If people want to come and pay money to laugh
Yes.
the sheriff?
Public
Yes, we do.
humiliation.
Yes, we do. That's what I call fun.
Yes. It's
Absolutely.
morbid. It's morbid and a little mean, but I'll do it.
That's awesome.
Love that you were a good sport. And we had Chief Dura on, and he was he was laying the gauntlet down your way, saying that he was going to outraise in donations. He's going to outraise you. How do you
Holger
feel
said
about
this.
that? Yeah,
Did he say that?
said it.
That he was going to outraise me in
Pretty
donations?
much. Yeah, he did.
Well, the thing is that, and this happens. New kids come to town.
He is new.
And they start talking smack, and they don't know what they're talking about.
He doesn't
Still
know who
wet
he's
behind
up
the
against.
ears.
No, he doesn't know.
That's
But
right.
the truth is that Holger is not up against me when it comes to fundraising. He's up against my wife, April, who has leveraged her friends
Atta girl.
at other companies in Maricopa County, and now
Nice.
she has a whole group of healthcare provider and health plan CEOs that are coming
He's
up
gonna
for
have to
the
up his game.
event.
Yeah.
Yes.
We may have to
Yes.
switch tracks. We may have
Really?
to have like a chest hair contest, you know?
There you go.
How far down you can
Machismo.
unbutton it and just like really.
Yes. That's usually
it
my
up.
kind of a comment.
There you
So
go.
you're no.
That'd be kind of good. Because I mean, this is
I'm
an
corrupting
age old rivalry here.
It is. I
You
know.
got the knuckle draggers versus law enforcement.
I
See,
know.
I don't know that you know he was with the fire department. Jeremy was.
Yes,
so,
10 years.
but
I
we
do
love
No,
him anyway.
But the mustache gives it away.
Yes, it should. It should be a little bit of a hint.
The coiffed hair.
Yes.
Yeah,
But,
you guys have the cool hats, so there's no
Oh yeah,
no
there's
coiffing.
no contest there.
No. Right.
Well, that's awesome. And
Well,
and
it's gonna
who's
be
your dance partner?
I am dancing with Carrie Hughes.
Carrie Hughes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're gonna do great. You're in good hands.
And is this something that you would have ever thought you would be doing? Like dancing in general, is that something that you would lean into at all?
You know, we dance a little bit.
Okay.
My wife and I would tell you the truth. My mom told me when I was young, she's like, if you want to meet girls, you have to dance. And so
yes, your mother was a wise woman.
she was right. And so
wise woman.
that has been, my only move.
It's
That
a good one.
Hey,
It's really the only one you need.
it's
Yes.
important.
It's just what I tried. I tried to get Jeremy and
It's
his
important.
beautiful wife out this weekend. Text you guys, come
Yes,
dancing.
True.
No dice. Huh? Well, so we can do a little bit. Now it's limited.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of moves, but I think we'll be all right.
Nice.
I think we'll be all right.
Can you give us just a little secret of what your dance style might be for the evening? Are we allowed to just?
Well, I don't know what Carrie is concocting for us. She's the choreographer.
you
as
guys haven't
know.
started practicing yet?
We have not started.
Oh boy!
Oh, you have a long road
boy.
ahead of you.
Yes.
I'm just saying, the chief has already begun.
Well, he's lying about that. I mean, just because he put mirrors up inside one of the fire stations and dances with himself in there, that's not practicing. That's
Do that
not
after I've
practicing.
taken a drink. That's hilarious. I could kind of see him doing that. Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes.
A little footloose going
Yeah,
on.
nice.
No, I heard he likes to break dance.
Oh,
Ooh, that'd be
okay.
something.
Let's
Yeah.
hope he doesn't break
Get the
anything.
hood.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is fabulous.
And I understand that every celebrity gets kind of the rose presentation. Was this a shock to you? How did they present that you were selected in this rarefied
Carrie
air?
actually asked me
She asked you.
if I'd be willing to do it.
Did you
Nice.
know it was coming? Had you
No.
heard nothing out of the blue?
It kind of came out of the blue.
Wow. Did you
kind-
say yes right away?
No. No, I
Smart.
didn't say yes right away, and I should have held out even longer, as it turns out.
No.
But we're in it now.
Yes.
You are.
We're
I
in
love
it
that
now.
you say we,
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
because really it's just you.
Yeah, 'cause
You're
really
all
it's-
on your own.
Really, it's just me. I know. So we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna
We'll
be
have
fun.
fun. We have a lot of friends coming and different things, and
That's so
so
great.
yeah, it'll
Make
be
a whole weekend out of it.
it will be good. But
That's
I will
awesome.
tell you, this is Holger. He's got all this time, see. Because firefighters have a lot of time. They're at the station,
Yep.
they're hanging out.
Pretty
Just
much.
in the recliners.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour shift. I mean,
Waxing
what
their
else are you gonna be doing?
mustaches.
What else are you gonna be doing?
Waxing the mustache.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
What else are you gonna do?
Having people love you. That
Oh.
takes a
a little friend
Well, it
there.
doesn't take a whole lot when you're a firefighter. Everyone just loves you automatically.
It's true.
It's very
So,
true.
it's true.
When you
Lovely.
guys show up,
You show up.
I don't get as nervous as like when he walked through the door. And I told my husband, I'm like, "We're interviewing the sheriff, and I'm a little nervous." He's like, "You're nervous? Why?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've got guilt over something. I'm sure I've done something. I don't know."
You leave in
Just that
handcuffs, are you?
Authority figure where I'm like, "I know what you did. I'm sure I've done
Nice.
something."
Kind of a short little story on that.
You got a friend that really
I know
likes
he
you.
loves me.
He's got a little
I
fly.
like little flies. When I was still with the department, we'd gone to this one call, and this gentleman was very inebriated in a ditch, and so we show up, and we're in blue, and so I mean he is just obstinate. He's swearing at us. He's trying to fight us, and
Oh, bless him.
finally got one of our guys. He's like, "Hey man, we're the fire department."
Oh, love you guys. You were
He
gonna
starts
say
crying.
that.
He like hugs. We're like, okay, never mind.
I'm
Maybe
not going to
I think we
jail.
like the other version, so maybe I don't know.
That's so true.
It
It
is.
is.
I'm
It is.
sorry.
It is true.
That's so true. Oh
But
gosh.
alas.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Aw,
So that's coming up real quick here.
Yep,
I mean, it's
yep.
gonna be end of August.
Really, you're making me nervous that you haven't started practicing.
Yes.
When are we doing this? When are we practicing?
Well,
I've got anxiety.
I can't tell you when or where because I don't want to
Oh,
be
yes.
trolled by these
No.
other.
That's a good point. That's a good
You know,
point.
I have.
And they do.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Like secret.
The other
videos.
celebrities take it very
They
seriously.
do.
do.
They do.
It's a big deal.
You know,
It's for the
I
children.
see, April Hepperly with her hooded sweatshirt and sunglasses
Yes.
trying to secretly videotape
Right.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think this is your whole
Fair
gig.
enough.
I
Don't
mean,
say.
like you.
Yeah. Don't
You're
tell
paid
us.
to be observant, so
Yeah.
don't try any funny business here.
That's right. It's on
That's
it.
good.
All right.
Well, so we'd like to end with one of our questions that we ask all of our guests,
Sure.
and it really has to do with getting together. And who is someone throughout history or even the present now that that you would get together with if you had the chance to sit down for a sandwich, cup of coffee, whatever?
Boy, that's there's so many people that I'm curious about. So that's kind of a tough question. But if I could sit down and one person that I could talk to about one period of time, I probably would talk to Winston Churchill.
Oh,
And I
yes.
Guy's amazing.
I was so I really enjoy reading the history of World War II and some of the different dynamics and really the leadership he provided to Great Britain during that time.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I really think that the war, the world, things could have been a lot different if it wasn't for the way that he responded to it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so I would really be interested to hear more about that. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really
I like
good.
that one.
Stay calm, carry
I
on.
recently finished a book called The Splendid and the Vile, which I think you might enjoy.
What
It's
is it?
Splendid and the Vile, and it's all about the London bombing.
Yeah.
And it really follows Churchill's kind of as he entered into office and that first year and a half, 2 years. And the cool thing is Eric Larson's the author, and he doesn't put anything in there, like especially quotes and things that are not from a diary or from a direct conversation. So he weaves a really good story, but then puts all these other pieces in that are part of history. So
Ooh,
it's
my
a
hubby
really,
would like that
It's a
too.
really impressive book, but man,
Yeah.
I
it
would
really
like-
makes him very personal. Just some of the inner turmoil that he wasn't just a stoic stone guy. Like he really had a lot of depth to his personality
Yeah.
of how much he cared about his country and his countrymen. So
Yeah.
it was really a good read. So I would recommend that.
Yes.
Maybe I will read that.
In
I
your
was
spare time.
in my spare
In
time.
your spare time.
It's
Yeah.
but I was so impressed that he, under tremendous pressure, refused to negotiate a surrender.
Yep.
Yes.
Never. Never.
Yeah, that was So and you read some of the speeches that he gave during that, and he was very close. Like he struggled a little bit with that because he worried that he would condemn the entire nation to
Yes.
destruction.
Do you
Yeah.
imagine the pressure?
Yeah. I know.
Oh my word! I couldn't
incredible.
imagine being his wife. That just
Oh, yeah.
send me over the edge.
Yeah, and I didn't realize the way had really been paved. I think Chamberlain before him had already met with Hitler, and they had talks, and there was like
Yes.
this kind of thing, like maybe we can kind of coax, and then so I mean there was already a lot of political pressure to surrender, and just like, okay, we'll take our lumps and like we'll move forward, and so for him to really knuckle under and then rally people behind him to endure incredible hardship.
Yes.
And also not surrender. It
Yes.
really is amazing. It really is amazing. So
Yeah.
Yes. So I would, if I had the
There you
chance,
go.
I'd love to hear more about that.
That's a
Wow.
good one.
That is cool.
That's a really good
all
one.
right. Well, thank you so much again for taking some time.
That's
I know
my
it is
pleasure.
a
Thank you.
very large area that you have to
Yes.
to oversee
Lots of
and
people.
take care of. But thank you so much for joining us on the Getting Together podcast. So please like and share, and just again, when you see law enforcement, take a second, thank them. Man, if they're in front of you in line, buy their groceries, buy their
Yes.
dinner, whatever that is.
Their
Just
donut.
really a donut, right?
Had to be
But
said.
whatever it is, man, please be sure to show extra gratitude. Pray for our law enforcement
Yes.
officers as they're out there every single day protecting our way of life, making it possible for us to do things like this. So we thank you for your service, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of Getting Together.